Alright guys, before we start, make sure to get your pencil and papers out. Okay, so this is how you draw an eye, alright? A DBZ eye. So think of it like a check mark, But like this check mark is like that, alright? Goes upwards. And you don't have to do it at once, alright? You don't have to do it one try. Just go back and forth, just go back and forth. Alright, then you bring this just a little bit above, like 25%, just measure, from here. And then as you go up, you increase its gap, like look at this. This place is shorter, this place is larger. You see that? So as you go up, this increases, Because I feel like a lot of people just rush through it and they just go like that. Like that. To draw a DBZ eye, this thing just increases its width. Okay. Now, for the eye itself, that was the eyebrow for the eye itself. A bunch of DBZ characters have it very different. For like example, for Goku's, he would have a curve if you draw the right way. Of course, not everybody draws a curve, depends on the animator. But this is how Toriyama envisioned it, alright? This is how he draws it. So you would have a curve like a bracket, think of it like a bracket. And then you just draw like, and now this is not a straight line, alright? Look, it has a little bit of curvature. It has a little bit of curvature. So you draw the curvature like that. This is a Goku eye right now, or a Gohan eye. And then, again, a half bracket. Think of it like a half moon or something, alright? This would be a DBZ eye right here. And then, if you're drawing the squint marks right here, then you would want to just right by it, you would want to draw a line. But remember, again, like just like this one's bigger, this one's smaller between there, alright? And then if you want, you can draw another one. Depends if you want how angry you want to make him. You can give him like the big the W the W what do you call him? Squint marks. Like you can give the W squint marks if you want, which is like more common. Which is basically, think of it like another bracket, This one's like a bracket just completed, attach it with that thing. And the same thing with this one. And then, because he's at an angle, right? Because he's at an angle like this, right? He's looking this way. You would come, because this thing would get covered behind the thing. So, you would go from here, just straight up like that. And then the same thing. Remember the width, guys. See the difference like that. And then from here, like you would find a way, like you don't want to be like too far apart or too underneath. It's like you should get a feel for it, It's just like a little bit below the thing where you do the brackets right here. Now since he's at an angle, right? Since he's at an angle, you would try to match this thing right here. You would try to match this eye, what do you call it, man? I don't know, but you get what I mean. You would try to match this thing from like the height. And then since he's looking this way, it would be over here, in the middle over here, Just look at the height. See this over here? In the middle, in the middle. of the eyebrow. Alright, like that. Simple. So smaller, big, in the middle, you got that much, alright? And now from this over here, because think of it like this part, this place is just popping out the top part of it, alright? So at 45 degrees angle, you would draw this mark right here. You can draw 3 just underneath, you know, just underneath like that. So that would be the one of the ways to draw a DBZ eye. Now let's do a front view. So say if you're drawing a front view, right? You can draw this construction line like that, you know, just to have the front ready. Right in the middle, another squinty eye, alright? Just like that. You would have the middle, and now this you can make this one a little bit above, and then right beside it you would have these, just right by it you would separate it and you would have these 2 lines right here. Alright, just by it. Here, let me zoom in a bit. Oh, my camera's going shaky now. There. Let's zoom in on here. Okay. So just by it, you would go over here. Now think of it the same way, alright? This is going up at like a 45, no, like more like a 65 degree angle, right? This is a right angle, 90 degree right angle. And it's going about 76 maybe, I don't know. But kind of like this, alright? And then same thing that you did over here. As it goes up, it increases its width. And make sure you align it with that, alright? Don't make it go under. Don't make it go under like that. It's aligning with this thing, alright? Just remember that. And now this one, let's do Vegeta eyes. So Vegeta's will be like that. And then you can go like that. So this one, it's you see how this one's round over here? This one is round. This one is going straight. That's how just Vegeta's eyes is. And then same thing, half moon right here. There's no difference in that. Of course, by the way, you can add like little, like, you know, like the eyebrows ending section right here. You can do the same over here, by the way. So let's get back to this. Now you would do the same thing on the other side. You would mirror it basically. So same thing. And remember to go back and forth. You don't need to do it one stroke. Alright, like that. Same thing. Except I could have made that gone bigger, bigger, you know. Like that. And it might be a little bit off. It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. It doesn't matter, you know. If you look back on, like, if you take screenshots, whatever, of the show or the thing, they're not always accurate. I might or might not send an example right now. Alright. Just like that. And then you could same thing that you did over here. Although Vegeta has this thing in the middle, this line right here. Now, of course, if you're drawing you can also add like a little skinny ones right here, like that. That would make sense. And then you can add like squint marks underneath to make it even more angrier, you know? Just a little bracket like that. Oh yeah, and I forget to talk about the cheek marks. The cheek marks would be like this. Basically, you do the same thing you do up there, but you follow it and make sure you keep the same length. Than this line. So same thing over here. All right, there you go. And over here, same thing. Although this one, I'm gonna add like a little curve, because sometimes they do that. They don't do that always, but sometimes they like to do that. Why? I don't know. That's just their art style. But you can add it like that. Now let's talk about not a squinting angry face. Let's talk about a more of a man. My camera's super shaky. It's gonna be like that, guys. Sorry, this is the easiest way I can film, and I do things my way. Now let's talk about a non-angry face, a non-serious face. That's very easy to do too. All you need to do is this thing. Just imagine like it's up now like that. All right, so bracket, more bigger bracket. Remember the wide gap thing, and just connect it over here. All right. And now if you're drawing Goku, this is gonna come out like that. Like that. A bracket connected with this thing, and a little line over here, because it's like, because this shape is gonna be like that, you know. What you're essentially doing is adding a little that, you know. That's what you're doing. So this thing will have that, like that, right there. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So we got that. Just mirror it, you know. All right, and then like that. So bracket, there's a line underneath like that connects it, and make sure you line it up. Make sure you line up everything good, all right? That's how you would draw a non-serious face. So, you know, you can just, like, smiley face. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. Here, let's just draw a face on him. There, and now let's take a look at a different sort of angle. Now, say if you want to draw like the certain pose they have with Gohan one. Mostly Gohan or Vegeta did it, you know, even Goku. It's like their thing that they do. The construction line you would want for this one, because they're facing this way, at this direction, and their eyes are facing like a weird angle like that. Alright, so you would draw, just imagine the angle you're trying to draw first, alright? So what you want to do, this one is the same thing. This is the squinty part, so you draw a little, the first part of the eyebrow right here. Now you make this one go flat. See, but you don't do just a straight line. Remember, back and forth strokes, okay? So you would draw this one flat, but not too, like, not completely flat, you know? You would still put a little curve in there. And then same rule applies that you had over here. Same rule applies. Little gap, big gap, all right? And then this thing right here, like that. And then this one, right, since it's going on the bottom, you would like add like a little bit more like that. Just connect it, you know? By the way, I'm pretty sure I'm using a lot of like this, like that, just because I can't describe everything perfectly, so you just have to guess what I'm trying to say, you know? And by the way, if you don't have a pen and paper route, you're just wasting your time, just letting you know. But it's cool though, unless you can somehow keep it in mind, but you're still gonna make the same mistake. Alright, I try to practice like that, and like without a paper and a pencil, and trust me, you're gonna have a way better effect if you actually apply it right now using a paper and a pencil. And now this thing connects, it's kind of just like that, except not, it's not on a down level, you know? It's going more straight because it's going upwards, you know? So this part is gonna be more down. Like this first, like over here, this is more up. If you look at it, this one's gonna be more down. This one's gonna be up, you know? So let's zoom in that enough. Let me zoom into it a little bit more. There. Alright. Okay. And now you would make this one go extremely up. Just look at, like, look at this, not matching at all, right? This one is probably a little more higher over here, so you would make it go completely up. Like that. And remember, same, don't forget this rule, alright? Like, this one lower gap, this one higher gap. And then same thing applies over here. This one can line up with this thing, kind of. A little bit. And remember, guys, if you're doing construction light, go light, okay? And if you're a beginner and you're trying to do this and stuff, remember, you gotta go light all the time, okay? Until you're ready to do your solid, alright? Because the mark is gonna leave, alright? And it's gonna look terrible. Just look at this one over here. See how you can still see it? Because I went hard on it. So over here, go light. I was just a little overconfident. Same thing that you did over here kind of goes over here. Remember the center? The center is right here of it, you know? Find the center and draw it. And yeah, as you can see, by the way, another thing, right? As you can see, this thing is more flat, but this one is a bit like the curvature is right over here. Just if you have difficulty knowing where it is, just draw a line down the middle, right here, right? And then the most down part of the circle, make it aligned with the line, all right? And then just match it, you know, like that. So if you have, you know, if you want to make it even more accurate. And honestly, guys, at first, it's going to take a lot of time. But later, then you can be able to do all these very easy. I promise. All these are going to get way easier. But that's how you draw eyes of Dragon Ball, you know. Thank you and see you later.